Santa Barbara and Montecito are dream locations for many families. Ocean views, privacy, beautiful homes, and that slower coastal pace. I've noticed that when highly successful families relocate here, they assume the biggest risk is overpaying. I'll give you a hint. It's not. The real risk is choosing the wrong fit for your family lifestyle. What makes this tricky is that most of the regret doesn't show up on day one. It shows up about a year later. Today, we're talking about where luxury buyers regret buying in Santa Barbara and Montecito. Because when this move is done right, it's incredible. But when it's rushed or misaligned, it can feel isolating. And that difference usually comes down to 5 things. Number 1, falling in love with the view without studying the micro-location. The Riviera, Eucalyptus Hill, and elevated Montecito estates all have spectacular views. When buyers come in from Los Angeles or the Bay Area for the weekend, they see that ocean panorama and think, this is why we're moving. And I completely understand that. But what doesn't always get evaluated deeply enough is how that micro-location actually lives. Is there wind exposure? Is the driveway steep? Can you actually see when pulling out of your driveway? Does the yard feel usable for kids? Is the marine layer heavier in that pocket? What does traffic feel like on a weekday morning? 2 homes a mile apart here can feel completely different. The regret isn't buying a view. The regret is realizing later that daily life feels less practical than expected. That's why I always tell clients, fall in love with the location first, then the house. Number 2, choosing prestige over daily flow. A lot of relocating buyers say, we want Montecito, and I understand why. Montecito is gorgeous. It has larger parcels, privacy, and a real sense of retreat. But I've seen families move into stunning estates, then quietly realize they're in the car more than what they expected, going from school drop-offs to coffee dates, to sports practices, to play dates. If you have younger children and want space, Montecito can be ideal. If you value walkability, a tighter community feel, and convenience, certain Santa Barbara neighborhoods might be a better fit. Neither is better, but the key question is, what does your Tuesday look like? Because daily flow compounds, and when people regret location here, it's usually about rhythm, not resale value. Number 3, underestimating remodel and permitting realities. Santa Barbara is not a high-rise, high-density, build-fast city. We have coastal regulations, design review, architectural oversight, and historic considerations. If you're coming from LA, Silicon Valley, New York, or really any other area, timelines here feel different. And many buyers assume we'll just update it. And sometimes that's true, but other times it's more layered. About half of my transactions every year involve off-market properties. And very often we're evaluating renovation feasibility before a property ever becomes public. Because once you close, your leverage changes. Understanding what's cosmetic versus structural before you commit matters here. That's why working with an agent who has a construction background like myself can help you get a better picture of the possibilities before you close. We understand the true nuances of what's easy and what will take time when it comes to a remodel in the area. Number 4, thinking 1 year ahead instead of 5. Are you a young family moving here with toddlers? You might be picturing beach days and backyard space. But what about when they're 14? Will they want to bike to friends' houses? Will proximity to schools matter more? Will they drive? Will they want more community density? Some areas feel idyllic for little kids, but isolating when they're a little bit older. Some neighborhoods feel slightly tighter at first, but become extremely valuable when kids gain some independence. The families who are happiest long-term have planned for the long-term before they purchase. It's not what life looks like in 1 year, but what it looks like in 5. Number 5, not activating off-market access early. In the 3 to 10 million price range, especially in Montecito, a meaningful amount of inventory trades quietly. Discretion matters here, and relationships matter. If you're relocating from a major city, you might assume that everything is available online. It's not. Half of what I do annually involves off-market opportunity. And those don't appear because someone searched harder. These are only available based on network, positioning, and long-standing local relationships. If you're only seeing public listings, you're not seeing the full picture, and that can absolutely impact the quality of your options. Let's zoom out for a moment. None of these regrets happen because buyers aren't smart. They happen because Santa Barbara and Montecito require a slightly different decision process. This isn't a speed market, it's an alignment market. The families who love living here long-term bought a lifestyle that matched how they actually live. And that's where relocation strategy matters. If you're relocating and this is becoming your primary residence, the move deserves planning. The ocean access, schools, community, slower pace, and the ability to raise children in a grounded environment are amazing, but it has to match you. If you're considering relocating to Santa Barbara area or Montecito and want help thinking through the micro-location, school proximity, lifestyle flow, construction realities, and even off-market access, I offer private relocation strategy conversations. This is a no-pressure way to get clarity around how to approach the move the right way. And if you want more breakdowns like this and deeper dives into neighborhoods, school insights, and what $3 to $10 million actually buys in our area, and how families integrate successfully here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one.